Hey, this is Jen Johans at filmintuition.com and filmintuition on social media and Letterboxd. And this is Watch with Jen. This week, I'm happy to introduce to you one of my friends who lives right here in my home state, Amina Akhtar, who is a novelist and former fashion editor. Her satirical first novel, #Fashion Victim, drew critical acclaim. Kismet, her second book, was set in the stunning and creepy world of wellness. Almost Surely Dead, Akhtar's third novel, was published by Mindy Kaling's imprint. Akhtar is currently working on her fourth novel. She has worked at Vogue, Elle, the New York Times, and New York Magazine, where she was the founding editor of the women's blog, The Cut. She lives not too far from Sedona. Amina, thank you so much for being here. Now, did I say your name correctly?
You did. You totally did.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, great. Because I never.
Nobody ever says it right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like saying ominous without the S,
Yeah.
which I feel like my parents gave me very appropriately. Who even knew? Hi, everyone. I am in Arizona now, but in my previous life, I was a New Yorker for about
Yes.
20 years. And in that life, I can't believe I did this. I worked in the fashion industry.
I know.
I had weird dreams of, I don't know what this version of me was thinking. I worked in fashion, not just fashion. I worked at Vogue. And if you've ever met me, you'd probably be like, what were you doing? Because I am not your typical Vogue person. I'm very short. I'm brown. I'm curvy, and I don't have a trust fund. So you're probably thinking, how on earth did you even get a job there?
What was your path to it? Like, did you always want to be a writer?
No. Well, I wanted to be a writer. Okay. So guys, and I'm going to age myself here. Okay. I know I don't look it. If you go on my social media, I look really young. Just go with me on this.
No, you do. Gorgeous.
Asian don't raise them, guys. This is the 90s, okay? And in the 90s, the mythical era of the 90s, magazines were flourishing.
They
and
were.
You could have a career in the 90s. So I had grown up in El Paso, Texas. I know. And I wanted to write. And, I came from immigrant parents. And if you have immigrant, not just immigrant parents, but Pakistani immigrant parents, and it was always an option of you had the choice of being an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor, right? And I was like, no, I'm gonna be a writer. They were like hell you are. So they said, if you're going to be a writer, you have to find a way to pay your bills. So it wasn't like I could go and just write a novel. That was out. That was not even an option. So I got into journalism because, again, in the 90s, that was a viable career option.
It really was.
It totally was, you guys. Like, I'm not even making this up. It was a real career option. You could do it. And it was, people didn't look at you with pity. Okay. You could actually do this job as a career. So I did a bunch of journalism programs. I even went to Chapel Hill for a couple of weeks. I went, and I went to NYU and I did the journalism program for, I went to college there.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to work at the New York Times, right? And then,
yes, of course.
Right.
Everyone does.
Of course. I was going to be like Christiane Amanpour. I was going to be an international, foreign affairs person. And then they gave us a tour of the New York Times, the old New York Times building, not where they are now. This is the old one. And every few feet was a giant clock. Every few feet, just giant clock ticking. And in my college brain, I'm looking at this and I'm literally having a panic attack, just thinking, oh my God, your story's due. Every few feet is a giant clock. And I almost had a panic attack right there,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm thinking, I don't know if I could do that. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, what if I went into magazines?
Mhm.
And it was more just like, let me just try that. Because you're
Yeah.
in college, try things, right?
Yep.
So I started taking a few courses in magazine writing. Again, something you could do back then.
Yes.
And it wasn't like, hey, I want to go into fashion. Like I liked fashion. Like I used to get, okay, again, dating myself, Sassy Magazine.
Yeah, I got all of those. Teen, 17. That's why when you were saying this era, I'm like glamour, all of them.
Yeah, guys,
House.
this
This
is
was
the
huge.
era. I'm
Yeah.
talking like I'm, 96, 97.
Yep.
This is the time period I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And when I graduated, I happened to get a job at Vogue freelance fact checking. All
Oh,
right.
cool.
Was not my dream job, but it was
No.
a job. It was a foot in the door, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you got to just get a foot in the door. I did that for like a month, literally like a month, one issue, one magazine issue.
Mhm.
And then a position opened up and in I went. It was literally right time, right place. And that's how a lot of things have worked in my career.
Yeah.
I always kind of felt like I had like a lucky guardian angel or maybe the devil because I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have gone into fashion.
In
I don't know.
Prada. Yes.
Yeah. And I want you guys to understand, I was not a fashion person. I had spiked hair and combat boots, again, the 90s. I was not
Doc
a Vogue
Martens.
girl.
Ah,
Yeah, I can't really explain it to you more how out of place I was. I was one of the lone brown people at Vogue. And I was told to my face that I was the diversity hire. Like it was
wow.
that kind of place. And I was in fact the diversity hire. I became the managing editor's assistant. So she was Anna Wintour's number one, the managing editor's number two. So I was one of the assistants for the managing editor.
Okay.
And I just kind of slid in there and there you went.
Who is your managing editor?
At the time it was Lori Jones.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking like 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I know
like people were
talked
still
about
smoking
this.
in the offices.
Yes.
I would have to run around and light the gay men's cigarettes in the office. Like this is the era of this. Like I know people are like, you're joking. No, I am not joking. This was some of the things I would do at my job.
Yeah, I know we've talked just being friends about your days and your schedule and what that was like. But for people who don't know, I remember you saying like it was impossible to have a social life. Like what time in the morning did you get there? What time at the end of the day did you leave?
I would usually get there like 7:30
Okay.
and leave 8 p.m. maybe, 8 or
Oh
9.
my gosh. Did you have to go to
There's
events after it too?
not as an assistant. No. Not
Okay.
as an assistant. You just had to make sure that your boss was taken care of,
Good.
everything she could possibly need, her car was sorted, that sort of thing. And that if Anna was going to call, that she would be able to get the call. And that meant like running into the ladies' room and finding your boss and getting the phone to her, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. And making sure that anything that needed to get done was done. Including getting, Christmas gifts for everybody in her family.
Oh
And,
yeah.
Adjacent.
Yes. Help like her home life. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like watching Devil Wears Prada again, it was like when the twins wanted Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It was like that. Like I had to acquire impossible things sometimes. And I did. That's what you do. You took care of things. If people wanted something, you went and you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. That Rolodex.
There's no saying no. Yeah, there's no saying no. You went and you got it.
Yeah.
You don't say no to things. I did though have to say no to Anna Wintour once, and that was the most terrifying thing I've ever had to do in my life. Okay, so in 1999, 2000, the very first issue of Teen Vogue launched as a test issue.
Yeah.
Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson were on the cover.
Oh, wow.
And the assistants at Vogue were the ones who were the editors. me being the brown girl, I was handling all the tech. Was it a little racist? Yeah, sure, whatever. I was handling the new laptops and this
Okay.
and that. And at the time it was like, we were still in the era of pagers,
Oh
so
yeah.
there was no new cool laptop. And Anna so I had to go into this meeting with all the senior editors, and like Grace Coddington and Hamish and Andre. It's all of them in a circle, and Anna, and like I'm pushed into this meeting, right? And I'm just like, I'm 21 years old,
Oh,
and
that
I'm
would have
just
been
like,
terrifying. Yeah.
and Anna's like, I want the new computers. And there were no new PCs at the time that we were going to come out. And Apple at the time did zero pre-press. I mean, they still
Yeah.
don't do much pre-press, but there
Yeah,
was
you have no
none.
idea what was coming. I mean,
Yeah. And that's what I had to say. No, we can't do that. We're going to look foolish. And here's why. Here's something else I had. And Motorola had come out with these like typing things that
yes.
kind of predated texting. And I was like, and these are kind of cool. And the kids were like that. And everyone just looks at me. Like, you just said no? And she's like, fine. And my boss just kind of patted me on the shoulder. She's like, you did fine, you can go. And I was like, I think I might blacked out. It was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, because you're, I think, trained to always say like, let me find out, or I can,
Yeah, but it was
something
like
like
there was
that.
no way. There was
Yeah.
literally no way I can say yes without us
Yes.
looking foolish. And I don't want us to look foolish. I want us to look the
No.
best. And so here I have to say no because the answer you want is not going to be appropriate. So yeah, I actually had to say no to Anna to her face in front of the entire senior editorial staff of Vogue. And I live to tell the tale. So you know what? I can handle high pressure at this point because yes,
Yeah.
come at me, people. Come at
I
me.
know. Yes.
Yeah.
I've had a few mercurial bosses, but I can't imagine what that was like, in that environment, New York, fast, fast, fast. I
I have to
remember,
say that it was trial by fire,
yeah,
like a lot does not faze me at this point. Like between that and dealing with Fashion Week and having to go to Fashion Week and constantly worrying about how you look to a degree that I can't even explain to you. It's like taking your high school worries of how you look, but
yes,
on meth,
hmm
like to a degree that is
just not
horrifying.
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can tell you at this point that not very little phases me. I literally do not care what people think of me at this point, which is such a freeing moment. Like if you tell me so and so doesn't like you, I don't care. Does not matter to me. I don't care. Who cares? Like it is such a freeing thing that like I got that out of the way because
Mhm.
I literally that's what I have to say. Like, without
Yes.
cursing, that's all I have to say to that. Like, I have any care I have about that has been used up because, fashion has taken all of it. I don't care.
Yeah. And it's just a weird industry, and journalism is so like dog eat dog, essentially. I remember one of my first interviews was at the newsroom at Arizona Republic. And I got there and I was with these two guys. To this day, I don't know if they were just testing me or like trying to be rude to see how I would respond, or if they were just like that. I kind of think they were just like that. And one of them was like looking over my resume, asked like a couple of questions, and then all of a sudden he just, do you read the news, honey? And I said, yes. And he's like, which papers do you read? And I had to be honest, I really didn't like the Arizona Republic back then. So I just listed as many papers that I loved as possible that weren't the Arizona Republic, even places like Atlanta Journal-Constitution and
Right.
San Francisco Chronicle and Miami Herald and stuff. And just with the exception, at that point, I was like, screw you. I'm not getting this job, obviously. So
Right.
yes. Yeah, it's definitely like how you react in that moment. So I probably didn't play the game very well, which is
It
why
is
I went into
all
film
a
criticism.
weird
Yes,
game.
yes,
Journalism, it was weird. It's a weird, I say it was because it's not really an industry anymore.
Oh my
But
gosh. No, we're like kind of like Uber or gig workers. Like I'm always glad
yeah,
to get an essay. I've got another one coming from Arrow this spring. Like I'm excited to
like
do more.
I
Yeah.
bridged the old world of journalism where
Yes.
people used to get $3, $4 a word, like Carrie Bradshaw,
Oh
and
my
I
gosh.
remember that era,
Yeah.
and the old era of fashion that was very wasteful. Like, back when I was doing shoots for style.com, and they used to, before people had JPEGs for everything, and internet was just coming up, they used to send me around in a town car to pick up jewelry from like Cartier and Tiffany and Harry Winston with a guard and taking this like $10,000
Oh my
jewelry and
God.
bringing it in for shoots because nobody had JPEGs of their own jewelry back then. And
Yeah.
now it's like just email it over.
Yes.
Things have changed so much that it's insane. It is absolutely
That would
insane.
have been terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was also so
Also
fun just
very
to spend the
cool.
whole day like playing with jewelry and like in the car, and just
Yes.
like not being in the office. It was so much more fun.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite things that you got to do like that, obviously?
I would hang out in the $1 million room or the $1 million
Ooh.
floor at Tiffany's.
Okay.
And they would give me cronuts. Um,
Ooh, that's nice.
before Tiffany's opened the cafe, I would have breakfast there before they had the cafe.
Ooh.
So the Tiffany's has always been very nice to me.
Oh, nice.
Just hanging out, eating. You
Yeah.
know, like if you give me food and let me look at shiny things, I'm happy. I
Yeah.
don't even need to try it on. Just let me look at shiny things and feed me. Like that's really it.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to really. So, I wrote about fashion in my own way. Because I didn't want to write Devil Wears Prada Part 2 because, Lauren had already written it. So in my fashion world, I murdered everybody. But one of
Fashion
the things,
victim, right?
yeah, right. And so, but I kept talking about a boss who wouldn't let people eat in front of her because I
Ah,
actually had a boss who wouldn't let you eat, or she wouldn't let me eat in front of her because she
okay.
didn't like, and this is real, she didn't like the sound and the
Uh,
smell of people eating. So we would actually go to lunch meetings and everyone's eating and I had to just sit there with her, not
oh,
eating.
wow.
Not eating. I was not allowed to eat. She and I had
Wow.
to just sit there. And like that's just how the fashion world was.
Yeah, it's so crazy. As far as also, it seemed very cliquey and very, were you kind of in the middle of situations a lot, or was
It's
it
it's a
stressful
lot like
on
high
that
school.
level?
It's a lot
Yeah.
like high school.
Yeah.
Like the cliques. Yeah, it is very clicky.
Yeah.
I always say that like the office that we were in was kind of like the like the student body presidents, the
Oh,
ones who
good.
have
Okay.
to, take care of everybody and make sure things get run smooth.
Yeah.
I can't really get too involved in that.
That's
The
good.
nerdy
Yeah.
office, the nerds,
Yeah.
we gotta take care of everybody. But yeah, it's one of those places where you really want to belong.
Yeah.
You want to fit in. You
You feel
want to
like you're
make sure
doing the right thing, you're
you
achieving
want to,
something. Yeah.
yeah.
You're
And
in the
look,
magazine,
even though
basically.
I never thought, oh, I want to go work in fashion because I never thought that, this is my dream because I'm not that fashion type. It wasn't that I didn't like fashion. I love fashion. I think fashion as an art form is extremely beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just not the fashion person physically, like I didn't think that I would blend in enough to be and being in fashion for as long as I was, and I was in fashion for about 15 years because
Yeah.
after I left Vogue, I kind of realized I couldn't get a job out of fashion. And
Hmm.
I tried to apply other places. You just sort of got typecast. You couldn't get a job outside of fashion.
Yeah.
So I just stayed in fashion for a very long time, even though I wanted to try other things. Um, but eventually I was just like, all right, fashion it is. And I just went gung ho and I love fashion. I think, fashion people do get a bad rap. They are some of the hardest working people I've ever met,
Yeah.
and fashion is your life. It is not just a 9 to 5. It would be 8 in the morning till 10 at night. And eventually, yes, you're going to events every single night, and everyone you work with and see becomes your life.
Yeah.
So you're only socializing with fashion people. And your friends are fashion people. And so after a while, fashion just becomes everything. And it's hard to get away from.
Yeah, that would be hard, kind of people in any different industry, because what time do you have and who are you around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had told you my mom in the late 60s, early 70s was a model. And my cousins were in the 90s, and they all kind of had the same thing. Like they were more introverted and book people, and it's like they did it for a little bit, and you reach that part where you've done all the little local runways and the catalogs and stuff, and then do you want to spend money to do the big portfolio or try to go to New York? And they were all like, no, this isn't really for us. Like kind of the unlikely in fashion. You really do have to have that drive for sure.
You have to want it, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
and be willing to give up
Oh my gosh.
a
Yes.
lot of other things. Like, I would be at, once got out of being an assistant, once I moved up,
Yeah.
because you move up, I'm going to 4 events a night.
Oh my
We're talking
gosh.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because you're going to advertiser, and then you have to go
Yeah.
to PR events because, listen, you told that publicist you would come by, and you have to because you want the publicist to give you information for things and to help you out with stories. So you have to go make nice, and you have to go to this event and that event. And then by the time Friday and Saturday come around, you can't get off your couch.
Oh, I
You're just
bet.
exhausted, right?
Yeah.
So how do you have a social life?
Yeah.
And how do you meet anybody when all you're hanging out with is women and gay men? How do you meet anybody?
Yeah,
And
that's
the thing
so
is you
hard.
don't.
Yeah.
And so after a while, I'm like, I just don't have a social life. My life is
Mm.
just fashion.
Yeah.
And I would come home and my mom was like, why haven't you met anyone? And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm just exhausted. I need a break. I don't want to deal with this anymore. But I at the same time, I loved it. I loved everything I was doing. I loved writing. I loved being near fashion people. I loved looking at the clothes. I loved talking to designers. I loved,
Yeah.
meeting new
Creative
designers
people. Yeah.
and seeing if I could help them, get a foot into the editorial door. Every part of it was so exciting and fun to me.
That's
But
so cool.
after a while, I definitely got burnt out from it.
Yeah, I think you had told me it was around 30, like a little over your
Well,
30s.
yeah, yeah. I think I had helped launch the Cut blog, and then
Yeah. Bravo,
um
by the way,
thank
incredible.
you.
Yes.
I was the one. So for a while, it was like if you wanted a fashion website, I was the one you called. So
Oh,
I
wow.
kept doing that. But then after a while, a lot of places just wanted the same site, the same site over
Yes.
and over. It was like,
Mhm.
that's not exciting for me. I want to do something
No.
new. I want to do something different. And I just was tired of doing the same thing over and over. It's like, well, I want to try something else. But I
Yeah.
didn't know what else to try. And then when my mom got sick, it was like, is this important? Is this worth me being here? And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
when I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. I don't know if
Yeah.
I want
What's
to
your
do this
priority?
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I got laid off from Elle, it kind of hit me that all these fashion friends I have, they're not there for me. They're not the ones calling and
Yes.
checking up on me because
Yeah.
I can't get them into Elle anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
you kind of learn who your friends were at that moment. And it
Transactional
was like
friends.
very
Yeah.
transactional. And it was just like, oh, I see. I see how this is. Okay. Okay. Fair. And then I learned very quickly who my friends were. And it
Yeah.
was just like interesting. And so that was when I pretty much broke up with fashion. I mean,
Yeah.
I was still working in fashion, doing smaller things and freelancing, but like I was out. And also I'd aged out. It hadn't occurred to me that websites wouldn't need to hire somebody as senior as me. And by senior, I mean like 35.
And they
When
could pay less. Yeah.
they could pay someone who was 21 a lot
Hmm.
less to do work because I'd set up all these systems for them already. They didn't need
Yeah.
to hire somebody like me who was far more expensive.
Yeah.
They didn't need my connections anymore. So it
Mhm.
was just like, well, what am I supposed to do? and I had no idea. And usually what ends up happening is you hit my age, you marry a rich man. That's what people do in fashion. Well, I
Wow.
didn't do that
No.
because that never interested me. I didn't want to go marry
I'm
some rich man.
glad, yes, because
Yeah,
we
that
would
was
be
never
missing
my
all these
thing.
books and we probably wouldn't be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, sorry, I was never a gold digger, not my cup of tea. Like, I want to make my own money. So I
Mm.
was like, screw it. I sat in my house and just started writing books instead. And
Yeah.
that's taken me to Arizona where I'm still writing.
I love it though. I love that you didn't want to be like a trophy wife or girlfriend in Architectural Digest or whatever in the home section of New York.
Listen,
Like,
I've never done things the normal way.
no, like that's just not interesting, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
So
Like,
yeah. I was going to say you were working there when Lauren was writing and you guys had no idea that she was writing this book.
no. So, okay, so we're going to go back because I'm trying to remember all this. So she was Anna's assistant and I was the second in command's assistant at the same time. I was nice to her, so I'm not in the book.
All right.
Um, like I should have been mean to her now. And after she quit is when we heard about the book, from what I remember. And I remember my boss being really angry about it,
Yeah.
or just upset, just flustered and upset, um, because it was a big deal. And I just remember thinking, good for her, because she got a huge advance. It was like $1 million, and I was just like,
Wow.
"Dang, girl, good for you!"
I know.
Like that was smart. But yeah, my mom used to ask me, about, she saw the movie, she didn't read the book,
Yeah.
but she was just like, were they really that mean? And I was just like, Mom, no, they were so much meaner. You have no idea what would happen. And I'm not saying that to denigrate Vogue. It's just, that's the fashion way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, things have changed because, millennials came in and millennials made things a little bit nicer and,
Hmm.
which God bless. Thank you. I'm Gen X. We just put our heads down and got work done
Yes, we
and
did.
whatever.
Working from little kids on. Yeah.
Yeah, we're used to meanies. Like, it's fine. We
Yeah.
were used to mean boomers. It wasn't a big deal to us because they
Mhm.
were how our parents acted. Like, we were used to it. Wasn't a big deal to us to get yelled at and shoes thrown at our heads. Like, that's home life for us. So millennials made things a little bit nicer in the office.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But we and me also, we were trained to be mean bitches in fashion. Like, that's how it came down to us. We were trained and we were promoted to be mean bitches.
Hmm.
Like, that's how fashion was. And like, I had bosses who wanted to pit me against, who said, I want you to fight each other. Like, we want competition. I want to see who wins. And they wanted that. They promoted that. They thought that was a good vibe to happen in the office. Even though, like, it's sickening. It's gross. It's not a good
Yeah.
place to be. But
Yeah.
that's how the fashion industry was. That's,
Yeah. Pitting women
and
against each other.
yeah, and not
Yeah.
just
Of
women,
course.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody. And now you think about it and you're like, kind of, oh, that's sickening. Like, why? And
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know why that was always that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was, and I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that was just how it was there and in other places and not just, and, in other places I worked. And once that started to change, it was just eye-opening that it was like, this is really bad. like shit, the millennials are right. Like,
Yeah.
it
Like,
was,
you don't
it's like, why
realize
are we
when you're
acting?
in
Yeah, no,
something,
you don't.
anything can be normal. Like, I had a
It does become
relationship where like
normalized.
in the
Yeah.
second year, and I would tell people like how he acted sometimes and they were, what? And it normalizes what you're going
Yeah.
through. And then once you step out of it, you're like, what the fuck was I doing? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because, I always had bosses who were just like literally throwing shoes at my head,
I had pretzels thrown at me. Yeah.
Yeah. And all I ever thought about was that scene in Single White Female where the heel goes in the eye,
Oh
and you've
God.
got like a Manolo coming at your face and you're just
Oh my gosh.
ducking, and it's just like, that's fashion. if you're not crying every day, then you had a good day at work. I don't know,
Yeah.
And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that was right. I'm just saying that was the job and it was not healthy and it was not good, but we did it.
Yes. One day you're in, the next
And
day you're out, right?
so I have issues watching fashion stuff now. So
I was going
watching
to
Devil Wears
say,
Prada, I kept having to pause it and like take a beat
yeah.
because it's like PTSD for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just like,
I traumatized you. Oh no.
it is traumatizing because it's just like, oh geez, oh God, yeah.
I
So
should
there
say
are
this
moments.
was Amina's idea, but I
It
can't
was,
imagine it
guys.
was,
It
yeah.
was. It was. But I do find it hard to watch fashion
Yes.
stuff because
My
it's
gosh.
taken a lot of work
Yeah.
to not be that person anymore. Because
Yes.
I did not like Fashion Me. I'm not gonna lie, Fashion Me was a bitch. And if I gotta be her again, especially to an ICE agent, oh hell yeah, I will be. I will be. But I would prefer to not be. Because
Yes, you
I've
see
done a lot of
different
work on me.
sides, yeah, of yourself. Like when I worked in a school, all of a sudden one day there were kids fighting and I found a voice in myself, like teacher voice. I didn't know I had and my voice changed. And it was funny. I saw two adults look at me like immediately, like, are you okay? Because it wasn't
The
me
demon
normally.
voice came out, didn't it? The
Yes, the
demon
teacher
voice. Yeah.
voice, like stop hitting each other. Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
but yeah, there are different sides of you and you're like, you know what? I don't want to be that stressed all the time
Yeah.
or that kind of person, but
Yeah. I've
yeah,
seen the demon side of me and
yes.
I don't want her to come out ever again. I don't. And she was out for way too long and she's got to go away. Um,
Now you just put her in
so
the books, right?
I do actually put her in books.
Yeah.
A lot. She, she kills a lot of people in books. But
All
no,
right.
I will say that I think that the change that has happened in the fashion, and there has been change.
Yeah.
It's not, it's incremental sometimes. We are seeing a shift in more women of color.
Yeah.
Sometimes seems like it's just the diversity hire, like
Mm,
it was with me, or
yeah.
sometimes they put the diversity hire just to lay them off,
Yep.
blame them. But we are seeing more changes. It's
That's good.
just slow. It is
Yes.
slow.
It's a process. Yes.
It is. It is. But it's getting. But I do have another really fun couple two Anna Wintour stories though. One, okay, so there was a scene where, the first time we see Meryl coming in Devil Wears Prada and she's in white and she's resplendent and she's walking in, it's the Gerger loin and she looks amazing. There was a moment I'd gotten to work. There was a nor'easter. I'm drenched head to toe. I'm in all
Okay.
black, just drenched, and I'm in flats because my heels are at my desk, because
Yeah.
I'm commuting in. Everyone's got the heel desks. It's New York. Empty elevator. I'm in. Door's about to close. Who comes in looking perfect? Who?
Ah.
Anna.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's too late for me to get out of the elevator. I
Yeah.
can't get out. The door's
Uh-huh.
closed. It's just me being a drowned rat in the back corner of the elevator and Anna. And she turns to look at me. And I'm just like,
Gosh.
please let me die right here. Let me die. Let me die in this corner. God, please, please kill me and let me die in this corner. Like I just looked horrendous and drenched and just, ugh. And she was perfect. Not even a wet hair on her head. It's just like, and then, so that is like seared in my brain.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
then
say when you
seared,
think her name, that would
seared,
probably be the image.
seared.
Yes.
Yeah, it's seared. When I died, that's gonna flash before my eyes. And then one time she'd fallen,
Oh
and the
no.
rule is she tripped. The rule is if she trips, you keep going. You do not help
Oh.
her.
Oh yeah, because that would be a moment of weakness and like
You do
nobody
not.
saw
You just walk over her. You step over her and you keep going. And I had to step over her and keep going, and it was terrifying.
it. Ooh.
You do not help her. You pretend it didn't happen.
Okay.
And I had to do that. I had to do that. I had to step over her and keep going.
Were
And I
there
was
just a
just like,
lot of things in her path because of
no,
like,
she just tripped. Sometimes she
oh,
just tripped because
yeah,
carpet, whatever, heels.
yeah. And the
Everyone trips.
shoes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I had to just keep on walking.
Yeah.
And
I
that was
did
terrifying too.
ask some people like for good questions, and my friend Jessica wanted to know any secrets or anything you can share about the Met Gala.
I have never been able to go because I'm not pretty enough to work it. That was the
No.
truth. No, when you work at Vogue, they have the pretty girls go work. And they get the dresses and
Oh my
they tailor the
gosh.
dresses and whatever. And you have to work the event. Like you're
Yeah.
not there, you're working. I've never been allowed to go because I am not the right body type, I'm not the right
Oh,
color. I'm not Vogue. I'm telling you, I'm not a Vogue girl. I am not appropriate enough looking to go,
my
which
other
is fine.
question
I mean,
is,
I've been there for other publications in
yeah,
terms of like red carpet or whatever, but and like the previews, but I've never been there in terms
for
of
the event. Yeah.
for Vogue. Yeah.
Yeah. My other question would be the September issue, of course, is amazing. Do you guys, is it pretty much you're working on that all year?
Uh, no, but they do work on that many, many months in advance. So they're usually, most magazines are like 3 months in advance, two,
Yeah.
3 months. But I think they start working in September several months before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're about 3 months. How
Yeah.
long does an issue take to make?
About a month.
Oh,
About a
okay.
month. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's usually it's a machine. Like they are, it's incredible to see them in action. It really, really is. Like
Yeah.
they have it down. Like I give respect where respect is due. The way they get the magazine out is incredible. And you could say that about any magazine too, but like, from the run throughs, and the run throughs are amazing. When they pull in all the clothes and they go through it, it really is
Yeah.
really fun to watch. I've done run throughs when I, would pull shoots together. It's an incredible, skill to have to pull in stuff for shoots because what ends up happening is you become an amazing shopper.
I bet. Yeah.
Um,
Stylist.
because yes, because I can now, find anything anywhere and shop. So if you ever need to go shopping, I'm the girl.
Okay.
So I used to do shoots for
Yeah.
Sal.com and it would always be like, I need everything that is, a specific sequin color,
Okay.
everything. And you would have to find everything that's sequin color, and it's just like, okay, let's go. And it's almost like a treasure hunt, but you've got like, an hour and you have to go get everything, and it's incredibly stressful. Um,
That would
but
actually be fun though, comparatively. Yeah.
until your boss throws the shoe at
Yes,
your head. Yes,
exactly.
yes, 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 yes. The thing that the Devil Wears Prada didn't get right is that the closet is not one closet. There's the clothing closet. There's the
hmm
accessories closet.
I
They're
was gonna
separate.
say, yeah.
They do not
Now,
keep them
can you
together.
actually be an Andy and bring any of that home or wear any of that? I didn't think so. I wasn't sure.
Uh, does it happen? Probably. But can anybody do that?
No.
I mean, I'm sure if you are nice to the closet person in charge, maybe, but
Yeah.
like if Anna wanted it,
Yes.
sure,
Yeah.
but can any assistant just walk?
No.
Like, could I have walked it? No,
No.
could not.
Yeah. Like Chanel. I mean, we all dream we're gonna, hang out with Stanley Tucci and he's just gonna give us a fabulous
I think
makeover.
it would depend on like, yeah, like if it was
Yeah.
something like Chanel, no.
Yeah.
If it was some like low
Exactly.
key, nobody
Yeah.
designer, yeah, sure, I guess. There were some places that had problems with that, the different publications.
Oh yeah.
Um, and we never figured out who was stealing stuff. And
Oh
so
my gosh.
there's definitely things like that would come up.
Okay.
Um, and
Yeah.
I still to this day have no idea who is taking things. And it was just like, the beauty departments, however, because you can't send stuff back, because they
No.
have to
So they
test
would get
everything.
rated, I bet.
So
Yeah.
the beauty department was amazing because they would do beauty sales and would go to charity or just give things away. So the beauty departments were always my favorites.
Yeah, you're
because
kind of like me. We're like the skincare people. Yes.
yes, that's like one of the things that I miss the most. Like having to pay for my own skincare
Oh
now,
my
that
gosh,
really
it's so
sucks.
expensive. Yes.
That sucks, man. That's when I'm like, gee, maybe I should have been a gold
Taking a
digger.
few
Just
more.
kidding. Just kidding.
No, taking a
Never.
few more shoes to the
Never.
head. Get
I'll go
your.
to Marshall's. Just kidding.
We can find it. Hey, bring
I was,
Amina. She'll help you find.
I
She'll
will
help you
find
shop.
anything. I will help
Yes.
anyone shop. I am like, no, because I really am one of those crazy shoppers that not only will I find it, I will find it with a promo code for you.
Oh wow.
Because I
That's
don't believe in
good.
paying full price for anything. We don't do that.
No, it's overpriced, right? But
Everything's overpriced.
in the movie, so Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway
Love
are kind
Emily
of
Blunt.
playing who you were, an assistant. How did they do?
No, I know who they were playing.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Yeah,
I know
honors.
exactly who they were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were playing Lauren and another person. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you did other people in the office I heard that so many people didn't want to do cameos and stuff because they were worried of like
They were
pissing off
worried.
Anna. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think now in the second one, they won't be
Everybody's
as
in on the joke.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's become such a cultural iconic movie.
Yes.
And I think even
Yeah, she
she's seen
said
it.
she enjoyed it and enjoyed
Yeah,
Meryl.
because
Yeah.
I don't think it made her look bad. If
No, it was more
anything,
sensitive. Yeah.
I think it made her even more iconic,
Yeah.
um, because Meryl did such a great job.
Yes. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love some of the speeches. Actually, it was Meryl's idea, the cerulean speech, where she's talking about the sad sweater, the lumpy sweater she got in a casual corner or whatever it was.
And
And
I
how
really like that because
yeah,
there is such a stigma on
yes,
fashion.
I
And
know.
having worked in fashion and the way people look down on
I
fashion girls,
know. I was
especially in
gonna
New
say
York,
that. Yeah.
it was so annoying because it's like fashion isn't full of idiots. Like
No.
some of the hardest working people and some of the smartest people I've ever met work in the fashion world. And to say that it is a dumb girl's job or that they're idiots is really honestly, that's a stupid thing to say, and the view of that to me is just so narrow-minded.
Hmm.
Fashion itself is an art form. It really, truly is. And I think, like, is it curing cancer? No. Is it, helping the world's problems as we see it right now? No. But is it something that is an art form that's helping people escape their troubles? Yes, and I think that is an important thing for us to hold on to still in this day and age. And I think
Yeah.
people forget that this is something that people look to as a form of escape and a form of inspiration, and that people work incredibly hard for it, and that it isn't a place for people who have no brains, you know?
No, I remember back, I think it was in the 2012 to 2014 range, they actually called it the lipstick index, which is when the world is doing really poorly for whatever reason,
Lipstick
lipstick
goes up.
sales goes up. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's
I
like
think I
just
might have written that.
there you go. Something, beautiful and it makes you feel better about yourself, something small for just you.
Yeah.
And I think we tend to overlook it because it's a female thing or,
Yeah.
just like romance books go up, like we're all
And
looking
that's
for
the thing.
comfort.
They
Yeah.
they trash fashion because it is a feminine
Yeah.
thing, and anything that women like or gay men is going to be trashed, And it's like, do they not understand that it's a multi-billion dollar
Yeah.
industry and the amount of jobs that it's, provides? Like, it is an incredibly important part of, American, industry. We need to be championing it. And we shouldn't be like making fun of the women who, because they always call it in New York, the fashion girls, and it's like, why? And it drove me crazy working in fashion. I kept having to defend it. And I'm like, I'm really tired of it. I'm really tired of people saying, you're too smart to work in fashion.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I am just as smart as everybody else in fashion. They're all incredibly brilliant women. I think Anna Wintour is actually pretty intelligent and brilliant.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so was Robbie Myers. So were
Mhm.
all the other, editors who got to the top. And I think that they should be celebrated.
Yeah.
And, look at Robin Gufon. She won the Pulitzer for her fashion, critiques and criticisms. Like, that is huge.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that should be celebrated. And instead they're like, ha, 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 fashion. It's like, ah, I could go on about that. Like, I feel like fashion doesn't get the respect that it should get.
Yes, I actually cited the fashion industry in a book proposal that I just that's going out this week because
Exciting.
yeah, I was basically looking for a trend that would kind of reaffirm what I was working on. Like, yes, this is in, and I was quoting Vogue and Elle and a few other online sources, and I was like, oh, I betcha. Like, this kind of goes with maybe because we were thinking of this in the back of my mind, but yeah, so you might have inspired that a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But you are super intelligent and you have become a writer, award winner. Please tell everyone about your books, what you're working on, anything you'd like to share.
Well, I've written 3 books so far. One is set in the fashion world where I just murder everybody. It was my swan. After I say how much I love the fashion world, I then murder everybody in it.
It's cathartic,
That's how I show love, everybody.
Yes.
It is. It was my swan song to fashion. And then, I wrote a book set in Sedona because I live not far from Sedona. And then I murdered everybody there because, again, that's how I show love.
Is that, tell them the names so they
Oh,
know.
sorry, that's Fashion Victim. And then the one set in Sedona is called Kismet. And then
Okay.
my last book is called Almost Surely Dead. That came out on
Yes.
Mindy Kaling's imprint called Mindy's Book Studio. And
Yeah.
Almost Surely Dead is a kind of thriller horror hybrid about gin, not the alcohol, but the supernatural, spooky thing that's set in, well, it's set in New York, but it's based on my family lore of gin and
Ah.
scary things. And right now I'm working on my take on the Private Eye story, but it's
Ooh.
my take. So
Yes.
it's going to be all kinds of weird. I
I'm
don't
so
write a normal
excited.
story.
Yeah.
And I'm actually sending pages to my agent very soon. So,
Nice.
yes, I'm
Is
very
it
excited.
still without, any spoilers? Is it still
No
the
spoilers.
story that we were?
Yeah, it's a story. Yes,
Yay!
it is that
Okay.
story.
I do have to say, you guys are not
Tentatively called
prepared.
Love and Fury because there's a
Okay.
little bit of romance in there. And
Nice.
it's going to take on women's fury,
Yes.
women's rage, and trafficking. And that's about all I can say right
Oh,
now.
yeah. Yeah.
It is
No
very much,
pressure on that. But I will say
yes.
that Christina Estes and I were at lunch, or actually we had dinner,
Yeah.
and talking about projects, and we were just both immediately enthralled. So you guys get ready, is what we're saying.
Yeah, because you guys know the twist. We can't go any further.
No, but it's amazing.
It's special. It's a special
Yes.
twist.
I know. I am so excited.
Yeah.
So, anything else that's new with you? How is Miss
No.
Bean? Your
Miss
beautiful
Bean
dog?
is, snoozing. Look at that. Look
Okay.
at that. She's sleeping. My dog is my life and she's sleeping because that's what she does. She ignores me all day, but, and that's about it.
Yeah.
All I do all day is hang out with my dog and write and nap.
Hey,
It's a
that
busy
sounds good.
life.
Yeah.
Listen, after the busy life I live in New York, it's really nice to have like the chillest life in Arizona where all I do is hang out and write and read and play with my dog, and that's about it. It's it's a hard life. Somebody needs to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Amina, I want to thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
I also want to thank everyone for listening, especially my patrons who support the show and help fund my research, equipment, film rentals, RSS fees, and more for as little as $1 per month at the Film Intuition Patreon, which is the home base for the show. Other ways you can support the podcast are by sharing, reviewing, and subscribing to Watch with Jen wherever you get your podcasts, and also checking out the cool merch store hosted and created by our talented logo designer, Kate Gabrielle. You can find the merchandise store, including shirts, tote bags, stickers, and more by visiting filmintuition.com and clicking on the shop link. The show's theme music is Solo Acoustic Guitar by Jason Shaw and is available in the Free Music Archive. Well, until next time, please take care and happy movie watching. This is Jen Johans at filmintuition.com and filmintuition on social media and Letterboxd. And this is Watch with Jen.